Alrighty, welcome to my Stampin' Up studio. I'm Mary Knabe, coming to you from Columbus, Ohio this morning on September 6th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. This is not my usual time for going live, and just to let you know, there will not be a demonstration today. The purpose of today's Facebook Live is to do a virtual mini catalog tour. So I'm going to go through the catalog with you page by page. I'm going to point out some of my favorites, maybe point out some products you may have missed, and maybe share a few ideas as well. So before we get started, I'm going to ask you to grab your mini catalog. If you don't have a mini catalog and you are not currently working with the Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business, and I'd be happy to send you a complimentary catalog. You can request one by going to stampinpiece.com and click the word contact, and then just fill out the contact form with your catalog request. But go ahead and grab your catalog, a pen, perhaps some Post-it notes, or scrap paper, notepad, something like that, in case you want to jot anything down. Ordering has started for our mini catalog, so it's a very exciting day here. In addition to our mini catalog launch, we also have some other new products online, which I will show you after the catalog tour. Okay, I'm going to flip my camera around now, and we will get started with this mini catalog tour right away. While I'm switching my camera, if you would be so kind as to share this Facebook Live, I would appreciate it very much. That way more people can join us and get a look at the catalog along with us. Can you believe it is September already? My gosh, where does the time go? Lori, thanks so much for asking about my daughter. No, she still is not better. Been in contact with the doctor, and they're trying to get her in again and sooner. So if you would keep her in your prayers, I would appreciate that. Being a new mom, she's a little frustrated because she wants to do it all herself, and she's not able to quite fully just yet. But family chips in. I'm helping out this afternoon. My sister's there this morning, and her husband is truly amazing. So we are grateful for that as well. But thank you for your continued prayers. I appreciate that. Okay, it looks like a small group this morning, which is surprising because usually on mini catalog tour days, we get a whole bunch on, but I suppose lots of people will be watching. I'm trying to get this straight, and maybe I should just leave it alone. Lots of people will probably be watching the replay as well, or maybe they're busy ordering. Who knows? Okay, the mini catalog dates are September 6th. I might need to adjust this a little bit for those, because I see a glare. September 6th to January 3rd. We call it our September to December catalog, but it does end on January 3rd. Okay. As you go through this, let me do this. I think that's better. As you go through this, there is so much to look at. Obviously, I've been through my catalog several times, and I'm still noticing things. For example, how they introduced a layout in terms of their making their sample cards, the colors they would use, etc. See all kinds of great samples as you go through. In this suite, in this catalog, we have 8 product suites, and they are named and identified by page number. We have the index at the back of the catalog as usual, host and join information. And by the way, if your wish list is long, please join my Mary Stampers team, my Mary Stampers community. We are made up of some business builders, but many, many, many hobby demonstrators, and we welcome everybody. But purchasing the starter kit and adding some of these new products from the mini catalog to your starter kit is the first step. And then after that, you get 20% off on all of your products. So initially with the starter kit, you choose $125 of product, and you get, I have no idea what that shadow is down here in the corner. I don't know what that is. You choose $125 of product, you pay $99 plus your sales tax, and it all ships free. So right there, you're saving about $38 on $125 of product. And then moving forward, anything else you'd like to purchase, you get at the 20% discount, including sale prices. So if something goes on sale, even clearance rack items, you get your discount on top of all that. So it's a great, great deal for you avid stampers and crafters who just want it all, or just have a really long list to start with. And by the way, there's no obligation to stay on year after year after year. If it's no longer for you, you just drop off, and that's fine. Okay. Donna, you think it's the best catalog of the year. You wish it was easier to get a catalog. Donna, do you work, are you a Stampin' Up demonstrator, or are you currently working with a Stampin' Up demonstrator? If not, contact me through my website, stampinpeace.com. Fill out the contact form and request a catalog, and I'll get it off to you. Okay, catalog icons, quick and easy, is denoted by the clock. Distinctive stamp sets, reversible stamp sets. I love seeing the $1 Million Achiever stamp sets. Products that work with the mini catalog, I'm sorry, I'm watching comments at the same time, and I shouldn't be. The mini Stampin' Cut and Embossment machine are denoted by that icon. Bundles, items that are paired together, have a bundle price, which is giving you 10% off both products. And then, of course, the languages. All right, let's start with page 4 and 5. I always love reading the message from our CEO, Sarah. And my favorite part of this is when she tells us what is her family's thing that they make together. So I hope you'll take a quick read, just takes a minute or so with that. Next is a Walk in the Forest DSP. It's a 12 by 12 product. Watch for a class for this. But what's most important to note about this designer series paper is that it's part of Stampin' Up's Making a Difference campaign. So for each package of this DSP that is purchased, Stampin' Up is donating $3 to Toys for Tots in the USA. Now, in different markets around the world, they contribute to a similar cause, but they might not have the exact same charity that we do in the US. So if you see something different from other demonstrators worldwide, that's the reason. But in the US, Toys for Tots is the beneficiary of $3 per Walk in the Forest DSP sold. Okay, so I look forward to sharing that with you. On the next page, they just give a little information about finding online exclusives. They give you a direct link there. And on the opposite page, they also give a direct link of where you can find the kits on our online store. Two things to mention right here. And I was going to do this at the end, but I'm going to do it right now instead, and then we can review it at the end. So in the online store today, there are some new products. There is a new bundle, which I did order. I think it's going to be awesome. It's a stamp set and punch. I love it. And it's one that Stampin' Up's going to be using in their free World Card Making Day event for all of us, which you'll learn more about later. They have the silver and gold adhesive-backed glimmer paper. You heard that right, adhesive-backed glimmer paper in silver and gold. Also in the online exclusives for the DSP special release is this Shining Christmas Specialty DSP. This is metallic. It is gorgeous, okay? I don't have these in person yet to show you. I did put them on my order, and I will show them as soon as they come in a couple of days. But these items on this DSP special release, demonstrators were not able to pre-order, so I don't have the actual ones to show you. But I just did want to highlight them, and trust me, you need to see them in the online store to get a better picture. The Traditions of St. Nick DSP, I love because it coordinates with one of the bundles in our mini catalog, as does the Delightful Floral Designer Series paper. Coordinate with a bundle in the mini catalog. And then finally, they have this gorgeous paper, Tartan Foil Specialty DSP. It is 12 by 12 sheets, and you get 2 of each of these. They're showing the front and the back sides. Great for masculine cards, great for fall cards, great for people who like more subtle, natural colors. Fabulous, okay? So that is the new DSP special release that you will find in the online exclusive section. In addition, I want to show you 2 kits that are currently in our online kits collection. Note that all kits that Stampin' Up sells are only found online. You will not find kits in any catalog. But the newest one is this card kit called Christmas Everywhere Kit. And one that came out just a few weeks ago is the Festive Tag Kit. The Festive Tag Kit is actually a non-stamping kit. So you can make a bunch of tags quickly, easily, great to do with children, great for whipping them up and putting on your wrapped packages and gift bags, maybe tying to a candy bar or something for a little coworker surprise or teacher surprise, something like that. And then the card kit is a stamping kit. So check those out in the kits collection. Okay, first up, we have the Merry, Bold, and Bright Suite. I'm trying to get this right. Super, super fun, bright colors. This is actually foil paper in Melon Mambo and Granny Apple Green. I was working with this morning, so this card's not quite finished, but here's a look at that. It's hard in this light, getting so many reflections. Okay. But super cute. And even if you don't love the entire suite for whatever reason, the DSP is remarkable, and you don't have to use it only for the holidays, because on the reverse sides, you have many patterns that are just geometric and you can use all year round. On this page, I am going to note that we do have a new piece of branded merchandise in our online store. And this is called the, let me look here, Fa La La Holiday Mug Trio. And if you look closely, The 2 patterns, you're going to get both of these for $23. Fun to fill with treats and give as a teacher gift. If you're giving it to a crafting friend, maybe put some embellishments or some adhesives in there, just, or of course, coffees, whatever. But I think it would make a fun little gift, wrap it up in a cellophane bag with a bow, and it's awesome. And I think it's a good price point too. But notice that the 2 patterns on those mugs come from this product suite. Excuse me. They come from this product suite with the Christmas light bulbs, as well as this fa la la paper. All right. Super fun. I did order a set of those. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them for myself or use them as a gift. I'll have to think about that. Chances are I'll be buying a few extras. And of course, I love the product coordination. The fact that they are using images from DSP and the stamp set on the mugs, I think is so fun. The St. Nicholas bundle. I mentioned that the St. Nick DSP coordinates with a bundle. It's this one. And some of these dies will cut out the DSP, some of the DSP images. So check that out in the special release. Earlier, I mentioned the Walk in the Forest DSP, which is part of our fundraising campaign, and it coordinates with the Merriest Trees bundle. Fabulous. See all these dies right here? You can cut out trees that are in that DSP as well as stamped trees. But one thing I want to show you about this, I'm going to pull it out because I think this is kind of unique. I don't know that we've done this before. And you can see there are a lot of extra dies in here to decorate the tree, make tags, etc. But you will notice that there are 5 different shaped tree dies in here, but there's only one basic tree stamp set, or 2 being that, but this is double stamping, 2-step stamping, right? So let's take a look at these just so you know. First of all, this is the 2-step stamping using those 2 evergreen images from the stamp set, both using the same color, garden green. Now this one, I did the exact same way, except I stamped off the solid image of the tree onto scrap paper before I stamped it onto the cardstock. So just doing that, you can get some really different looks. In addition to that, I wanted to explain to you about the dies, because again, we have those dies in all different sizes. Sure, you can just die cut trees from your green cardstocks, that sort of thing. But if you're stamping them, I want to show you this. I stamped the full tree and I cut it out with the largest tree die. I stamped that same tree, but this time I die cut it with the next smaller size. And you see the dies just fit in each of those places. So large, little smaller, smaller, 2 tiers, and smallest. And here's another example of that. Now, of course, if you just want trees that are small, you don't need to stamp the whole thing. But I did this to show you that we're using one stamp, okay, and several different dies to cut out that one stamp. So I think that's kind of a unique feature that I don't recall seeing. And Lori, you're right. I brought some water down with me, but it's not within reach. Thank you. I am going to take a drink of water. Yeah, very... This only happens on catalog tour days, right? Okay, talk about fun. I looked at this and at first I thought, I don't know. But then I thought, but it's kind of fun and whimsical, you know? So yes, I went ahead and bought it. And now I just bumped my camera. I did go ahead and buy it, and I spent some time coloring one evening with my Stampin' Blends. So I'm just going to show you these samples really quickly because they're super cute. I think especially cute for people that just have kind of a fun, loving, whimsical nature about them, but also great for children. Okay, and I used the note cards here. Isn't that cute? So super fun class. Or cards to make. I do plan to offer that as a class, hopefully. And you can choose any kind of coloring tool for these. Watercolor pencils would work great. Even your Stampin' Write markers. My choice was to use the Stampin' Blends. Okay. I think this is my favorite suite in the catalog. Actually, I have two favorites, really. This one I like for the classic religious meaning of it, okay? I do have some bad news, though. And I do plan to do a class on this probably later in October. But I have a little bit of bad news. You know that sometimes products sell out super fast, much more quickly than we can anticipate, right? So I want to let you know that the trinkets have already sold out this morning, but they are coming back. You can order them, and this is an estimated time, but usually when they estimate their availability, they're pretty much spot on. So September 25th. This beautiful designer series paper, Oh Holy Night, it is gorgeous. You only get a small glimpse of it, but that will be back next week. And you know what? I have to show you this because the picture just doesn't do it justice. I'm sure I have all. Oops, there's 5. I need 6. I have made a home decor piece that I can show you when I offer that class. But here's one, and then the back side. The back sides are often things that we can use other times of the year, not just at Christmas, okay? Stars for the Holy Night. Here's some pretty watercolor wash blues. And here, this is hard to see, but there is some geometric pattern on blue and then has the darker black. I love this. I think of the city of Bethlehem. Okay. I could even see using this print for Halloween or fall, but great for masculine cards too. And then this one with that neutral pattern on the back. So gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. But that DSP is coming next week. It's expected to be available September 11th. The ribbon is gorgeous. Everything about this is gorgeous and coordinates so well together. I do want to note that it is what I call a mega suite because it has 2 bundles to go with it. On that second bundle, I want you to notice that it has a hybrid embossing folder. That means there's an embossing folder and a die set in that bundle, and you can either use just the embossing folder, you can use just the dies, or you can combine them and die cut and emboss your cardstock or specialty papers all in one easy step. And of course, sentiments. You know me. Sentiments are my thing, right? Gorgeous. I love the fonts in here. I love the religious connotations here and messages. Love everything about that. So Oh Holy Night, I would say, is probably my favorite suite. Did I get that name right? Yes. This one I love. I haven't purchased this yet. And the sample, this sample just grabs me, as does this. And my first thought when I saw this, The Grandma and Me came out. And I thought, that would be great to make a first Christmas card for baby Riley, or perhaps to put in a scrapbook page of Riley's first Christmas. So if you have little ones or you're just nostalgic, this is awesome. Shop the Town is one that does coordinate with another bundle that we have in the annual catalog. So that's always fun. I want to point out here, in case you missed it, the Enamel Effects Basics. Those are found in the annual catalog. Okay, when you see AC page 137, that means annual catalog page 137. Forever Forest bundle, I love this as well. The reason I love this so much is I think it will make great cards to use year-round. In the past, we've always, not always, but we've basically had a holiday catalog. In this catalog, you will find that there are some products that are not related to any holiday, plus many are intended to use throughout the year, not just during the holiday season. And this is one of those. More sentiments. I love these. People who are attending my Creative Escape weekend will get to use these a little bit, but they're just bold and give a bam, a wow to a simple card, right? Okay, my second favorite suite is the Berry Christmas suite. I love, and at first it didn't really appeal to me that much, but I thought, I'm going to get it. I do love the colors in there. And of course it has a Memories and More product to it, which I hope to do a class with. I've already made some samples. The embossing folder, it's just all wonderful. The colors are bright. If you love blues, like my friend Tracy, this one is for you. I do want to point out that this bear punches out one of the polar bears, and it punches out some of the polar bears in the DSP, plus it punches out some of the brown bears back here in the Walk in the Forest DSP. So here you have a suite that can coordinate with another DSP, and if it coordinates with that DSP, it also kind of coordinates with the Merriest Trees bundle as well that we saw earlier. Memories and More card packs and coordinating envelopes are an easy way to create fast cards. All right. And when I do online classes, a Zoom class with the Memories and More products, I promote it as you can make 20 different cards in 2 hours or less. And we usually finish well under the 2 hours, which includes everybody on Zoom introducing themselves, which I think is important to do. Here's a larger look at that bundle. And of course, I already told you it coordinates with the Walk in the Forest DSP. I love this one for tags, especially. I think this would be a fun one to do with children. Stamp it, have them color. And you know what? With kids, you let them color any which way they want. Things can be any color. They can use any of the coloring tools. Doesn't matter if they're in the line or not. Whatever children make, the person receiving it is going to love, right? Isn't that true? All right, on page 26, the Winter Owls bundle. My first thought on this was it reminded me of a DSP we had a couple of years ago with, had like gold and copper and I think it was Blackberry Bliss. just a really elegant looking paper, but it also had some owl images there. My other thought is Harry Potter fans would love this and could do something fun, Harry Potter-like. On page 27, we have 2 background stamps, and you see some samples up here. Background stamps are another easy way to create simple cards. Okay, super easy way to create simple cards. Now here, I will say on this sample, it looks like they stamped the background and then stamped it again in a different color so that the deer would be a different color than the trees. And then they, on that second stamping in the second color, they cut out all those deer. That's a little much for me, but this one I think could be difficult. The other 2 would be a little bit easier to cut, but maybe you could highlight one, or you could color directly on the stamp with your Stampin' Write markers to get the 2 different colors. Same thing here. You could color directly on the rubber stamp with your either your Stampin' Write markers or ink pads and sponge daubers. Okay. Joy of Christmas. This is your classic Christmas. Classic colors, classic images, classic designs. If you like traditional, this is the one for you. I have it. I love it. One thing I will point out, in case you are like me sometimes and don't always read the fine print, this gingham ribbon is vanilla and black, which kind of threw me off because we have a black and white gingham in the annual catalog. This one is just a little bit wider than that, and it is truly vanilla. You can color this with your Stampin' Blends marker, like if you wanted red and black or green and black, you could just color right on the ribbon with your Stampin' Blends marker. These are all foils, gorgeous. They would make great cards in and of themselves, and of course then you have some wonderful DSPs. The DSPs that I used on the background of the animal cards, which I already forgot the name of that stamp set, but here it is. Festive and Fun. The background DSP I used on those cards was from this collection. I also want to point out here, look at the fun dies. You can use these dies with all the sentiments in this set, but also use them with many of your other sentiments. I always like to see the versatility in my products, because then I know when I purchase them and have several ways to use them, I'm getting more for my money. I'm getting more out of my investment. Hobbies are not cheap, and if you're putting money and time into your hobby, be sure that you know different ways to use those products, or watch how other people use products so that you see the versatility in the products you own and can use them in different ways. I did get this one mainly for making gift tags and gift card holders. I think it's so cute. I think this would be a great stamping project to do with families or with grandchildren, or maybe Sunday school kids, something like that. I also think older adults would enjoy stamping with this. It's pretty easy rubber photopolymer stamping. One thing to note is how when you die cut these images, they have the little loop at the top already for stringing a ribbon or baker's twine or something to use them as a tag. And here's some great examples. My favorite standalone embossing folder. When I say standalone, I mean that doesn't coordinate with directly with a stamp set. This one I love. Actually, I've got it here, and I'm going to hold this up so you can see the words and images on there a little bit. This is another great way to make simple cards that have a wow feature to them. And of course, there's lots of different ways you can use your embossing folders. Jolly Words is a fun one. And that's one that when I was at Backstage for Leaders in Las Vegas last week, many demonstrators were talking about this particular stamp set, which I found interesting. On page 34, Radiant Light, this reminds me of the Advent calendar, or Advent wreath that my family had when we were growing up. And of course, the candles, you can add more or less candles, depending on how you use that stamp. And you know what? You can use the candles for Hanukkah. You can use the candles for birthdays, all kinds of things. It doesn't have to be just Christmas or just Advent. Okay, on the next one, Wishes All Around bundle is super fun. I love the sentiments in here, especially this one, sending wishes for a wonderful and joyous season. And then it's got this circular tree wreath. And it has a die to cut that out. Now, if you look at the die collection, you'll also notice there are two other kinds of dies, one made with like leaves or foliage, and the other one with little snowflakes. Okay, and here's a couple examples of those. I get excited looking at the product, and then I have to go back through my catalog later and take more notice of all of the samples that are in there. All right, the Winter Meadow Suite. You know, I said the Berry Christmas was my second favorite. Now I'm thinking this might be tied for second. It might be tied for first favorite suite. I don't know. I think it's gorgeous. I love the DSP. I love the way the colors are kind of soft and muted a little bit. I love the coordinating products. This is all foils, really gorgeous. But I love it so much, again, because it's not just holiday. It's not just Christmas. A friend of mine mentioned using this for, especially this DSP, for things like sympathy cards, for people who have winter birthdays, that sort of thing. Okay, gorgeous. And if any of you people who are watching are attending my Creative Escape Weekend next month, Jenny Graber, you get a little sneak peek here because this is the suite we will be using that weekend. But shh, don't tell the others, so it's a surprise for those not watching. But I'm super excited about that. And here is a larger look at that bundle, Magical Meadow, and then also the Sparkling Snowflakes bundle. The punch here is really kind of unique. I haven't used it yet, but I think of it more as like a tag topper punch. And here they've used it to wrap a chocolate. So I think that's fun too. So I'm excited to get this out and give that a try. All right. Above It All bundle, the gondolas, people who enjoy winter adventures, winter sports, maybe skiing. I don't know. It's not my thing, but I've already seen fabulous samples of it. So obviously there are people who love it. I think it's cute. It's just not me, but maybe it is you. And look at these samples. Look how cute that is. I know on our Norway trip, some people took an excursion that included riding a gondola up this mountain and getting a view of that particular area of Norway. What a great thing to add to a scrapbook page for those people, right? Laura, you are exactly right. There is something for everybody in this catalog. And that's, to me, that is the best compliment Stampin' Up! Could get in terms of their catalogs. There's something for everyone. And that's their intent. Whether you're a new stamper, you've been around for a while, you own a lot of product, a little, none, we try to have something for everybody. Here is some of that, one of those reversible stamps. You stamp the solid part, and then you flip the stamp over and you stamp the detailed. Oh, I should point out these little boxes here, the nested treat boxes. So they're small, 2.5 by 2.5 cubes, but you can do some fun things with those, maybe make an advent calendar, or just little trinket surprises. All right, all about autumn. Okay, now here's another sweet. See, this is really hard. And notice, most of the time I didn't even mark favorite sweet. Here I'm calling it my favorite fall products. And I do 100% love all of these products. In fact, this DSP, All About Autumn, and the speckled dots, both of those are the featured products for this month's One Sheet Wonder Class to Go. If you want to know about my All About Autumn One Sheet Wonder Class to Go, go over to stampinpiece.com, and I put a blog post out on that. I believe it was Sunday, so that would have been September 3rd. But it'll be on the homepage, real easy to find. Just gorgeous. And on this DSP, one side of the DSP is very much looking like photographs, whereas the opposite side is some kind of geometric pattern, has some metallics in it. I know I don't have time to show you everything, and I usually don't pull out many products, but when it comes to DSP, I can hardly help myself. I've already been working with this, so things are a little bit jumbled. But look at this. One side is the patterns and metallics. The other side has, look at that pretty fall. I mean, that looks like a photograph, right? So pretty. Look at this one. Wouldn't that make a great card for somebody who loves to read, or a professor, or a librarian, or a teacher, somebody who just loves literature and books? I love that. More leaves. Look at this one. It looks like a piece of furniture, doesn't it? And the leather looks so real. Obviously, started as a photograph. And another fun fall one, another book one. So gorgeous, gorgeous paper. I will tell you that the paper is out of right now, but it is expected to be back, I thought I wrote it here, on September 11th, next week, right? So all is good for my One Sheet Wonder Class to Go, and it'll be awesome. And if you're interested in that and you wanted to order it today, just know that it is coming back on the 11th. Unfortunately, this ribbon combo, which I love, is not going to be back till the 23rd of October. So our apologies for that. But again, it's hard to predict which items will sell out and which will sell out so quickly. I think there were about 4 that did this morning. All right, the Autumn Leaves Bundle. This is by far my favorite fall bundle of all time. All time. Note in the dies, there are some dies that you can use for the sentiments right here in the set, but I would use those for lots of other sentiments in other stamp sets I have. The Fruitful Blessings bundle is gorgeous. I have seen beautiful samples of this, especially with people coloring it. And then there are some added dies to use as well, in addition to the dies that coordinate with the stamp set. The Rustic Crate bundle. The unique feature here, again, is the dies, because there are dies here that you can actually put together a little basket. or crate. And I think that's kind of fun and neat. Okay, over here, I was working with this. This is my favorite new tool, the Abundant Beauty Decorative Masks. And I will be probably demonstrating these in a Facebook Live. I was going to do it as a class. I'm not sure if I'm still doing that as a class or demonstrating as a Facebook Live, but I love it. Notice that right here, you see them working with the set of 4 flower masks. These are numbered. They actually have a little notch in them. You know what? I can show them because I had them out. This is what I was working on last night until I went upstairs about 10 o'clock. But there's a little notch here, and you do these in layers. So you would put the number 1 mask down, and I used the blending brushes to add the color, okay? Once I did that, I put down mask number 2. Again, you've got the notch up here, and you probably can't see it, but the number is kind of indented into the plastic mask. And then I did the leaves, and then they have you do the centers of the flowers, and then step 4 would be the detailed in the center of the flowers. They're showing it as sunflowers. I think those are gorgeous, but you can make these flowers in any color that you like. I also would try them with reds, like real red and cherry cobbler together maybe for poinsettias. I guess you can have pink poinsettias and white poinsettias too. But that's something to think about with the holidays. Again, making this product more versatile for you. Here's another mask. On this one, I used several colors with my blending brushes and just, I did a green. I think I used Old Olive. I did Daffodil Delight, maybe some pumpkin pie or Cajun Craze, so that when I lift it up, I have all different colors for my card front. I don't want to give all these away yet because I'll be sharing them with you. And then this is just a nice classic pattern to use. I prefer to use it like as a background mask. Okay. I'm not going to show you those samples because I'm looking forward to sharing those techniques with you at a later time. Blue and purple poinsettias also. You were a florist, Lori. I didn't know that. Very cool. Okay, this is my favorite sentiment set. I don't even know what it's called. So Sincere, So Sincere. It is a $1 Million Achiever stamp set inspired by Sandy Hancock. This was the number 1 item I put on my list for pre-order. It was at the very top of the list just going through this catalog for the first time. I love sentiments. I love the fonts in here. I love the variety of sentiments. I love the wording of some of these too. Like this one, just love spending time with you. Wouldn't that be great to send as a thank you note for maybe an overnight, somebody's that you spent an overnight with or visited their home, something like that. I love that. And this is kind of unique too. Happy birthday. And I actually did use that vertical sentiment on one of my cards I made with the decorative masks. So more to come. Okay, first time ever, glow in the dark paper. Yes, it went fast. I have a sample. I haven't tried it yet. It did go fast. It is coming back October 2nd. I have seen gorgeous. Oh, I should have brought that over here. I'll have to show them another time. At backstage, and I did not swap this time. I just didn't have time and I didn't want to stress myself out. But somebody was so kind as to, a few people really were very kind to share their swaps with me, even though I wasn't swapping, which was like a really cool thing. I mean, talk about an act of kindness. That was awesome, and it made my day. but somebody made little shrinky dink earrings with this skeleton. So cute. I might even wear them for the next Facebook Live. How would that be? I did get a package of the glow-in-the-dark DSP. We also have glow-in-the-dark embellishments to try. And I did go ahead and get the DSP. But guess what? I haven't even opened that. So we are going to do that, or I'm going to do that with you right now. And the reason is I do feel like this paper, I'm going to need to show that as a one-sheet wonder, right? Cut this up. And I don't have the Bag of Bones bundle. I don't. I bought the other two Halloween stamp sets. But I think I can still make great cards with this DSP without using that Bag of Bones. And I might incorporate some of those other two sets on there. Look at this. On the back, it says, boo, eek. I love it. But I will show you how to cut this up. We'll make some fun cards with that. Here's the skeletons. I like these two for scrapbooks, scrapbook pages, scrapbook layouts. Okay, that would be pretty for a fall card. Notice the cat and dog skeletons also. Then we have this one with the tombstones. Look at this. I love this plaid. Anybody else? I love this. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet, but I love it. Maybe it'll be Riley's first trip to the pumpkin patch. Andrea's birthday is September 30th, and she usually wants to do like a pumpkin patch outing. So we're already planning that. The girls already scheduled that for us the weekend of Andrea's birthday. This is fun. I kind of think of these as like dancing skeletons. And you know what? This zigzag pattern made with the bones, I didn't even notice the bones at first, but I thought, oh, that's kind of fun. Use that for dog lovers too, right? What else do we have here? The last one is this one. And this would be one of those that I would cut in half, and I would use the top and bottom for scrapbook pages, or I might do cut it up to make 6 cards. I might even cut it up here to make a few slimline cards. I don't know, but it'll be fun to work with that. So you see, you don't always have to have all of the products in a suite to create with. Again, for me, I just bought the DSP, and I simply bought the glow-in-the-dark paper because I wanted to try it and see what it was like. But then, get this, my friend Tracy said, oh, Mary, if you got the Tricks and Treat bundle, you should stamp the Frankenstein on that glow-in-the-dark, right? So I will be giving that a try. Notice here, you've got some 2-step stamping. Also notice that in this die set, there are this little tag shape, and then this, I don't know what to call that shape, but, you know, one that you can use again for other sentiments, right? Also note, and I circled this up here because it gives you a little information, there is a die in here that you can use to make these little treat bags. And just looking at it, I have not tried it yet, but just looking at it, I believe what it is you cut 2 of those and then put them together with adhesive. But I love this tip right here. Before you put the bag together, you can die cut it with that zigzag die. How clever is that? And then, of course, you're going to want to use the zigzag die other places, right? Also note in here, and it's really hard to see if you don't have a catalog in front of you, but right down, there's a ghost, so cute, the word boo, but right down here in this bottom right corner, there are 2 dies that you can use to make candy corns. Whether you're a candy corn lover or not, these do make cute cards. I have one daughter who likes the candy corn, and she and I don't love it, but it's kind of like a traditional nostalgic thing. You feel like you need to eat some in the fall. So we made an autumn trail mix the other day with it in. Now, Andrea, she is anti-candy corn. All right, pick up the patch. I'm excited to show you this for a couple of reasons. It's got this awesome punch. It can be used for Halloween. It can be used for fall. Look at the gourds up here. I have a couple of techniques that I want to show you using this bundle. And when I was at backstage in Las Vegas last week, the wonderful Cindy Bauman had a card that used this particular pumpkin as a flower. And what she did was, I believe she used this. She just colored directly on the stamp, just the stem part, not the little branches. And then that was the stem of the flower. And then this was the flower blossom, tulip, whatever you want to call it. Super, super cute. And I thought now I can't unsee it, but before seeing her sample, I did not see that particular stamp as a flower. I think you could do that with this one as well, but super clever. So look forward to me sharing some techniques with that. The Garden Walk Suite Collection. This has been designed especially to use year-round, okay? The flowers that are in here, you've got flowers for every season. The sentiments that go in that stamp set are for year-round. These are gorgeous. I did buy these pearls. They're beautiful. You know what? They're probably right here. Here they are. I haven't even used them yet. But you're not getting the best look on the film, but they're very glossy, kind of iridescent-like, so lots of shine and shimmer to them. That stamp set does have a punch, which I might just go ahead and buy the punch because I think it would be great to showcase small images or even sentiments from other sets I have. More Wishes is a great sentiments stamp set to mix and match the words, much like one we have in the annual catalog. I don't think it noted that here. No. Okay. I did want to point out, because I overlooked it in the annual catalog, the More Dazzle specialty paper. Okay. It's 6x6, has kind of like a champagne color to it, and then the bright gold. And then also the scallop gift boxes that you see used on this sample are also located in the annual catalog. All right. I love this stamp set for several reasons. The number one reason being that I was asked to present this stamp set for Stampin' Up's, or this bundle, I should say, for Stampin' Up's Creativity Now virtual event for demonstrators in June. And that was a lot of fun. So they shipped this bundle to me early. In fact, the dies weren't even in normal packaging. They came like in a little Ziploc because everything was still in production. But I demonstrated this for that event. People loved it. I do have a class for this coming out on Sunday, and I think you're going to love it. So watch for that on stampinpiece.com or in my newsletter on Sunday. This, too, I want to point out when I talked about the special release DSPs at the beginning of this video, there is a DSP that coordinates with that bundle right here, the Delightful Floral. So real bright colors, different than what I'm using in my class, but it'll be fun to demonstrate how this DSP coordinates with this bundle. All right, Medley Mix. You might notice that some of these images coordinate with a, what is it? The Inked Botanicals Punch Duo, something like that from the annual catalog. Oh, here it is. Ink and Tiled Punch Pack, annual catalog, page 147. So, you know, if you already have that, you might want to add this stamp set. This one's so much fun. Look, I wrote it. So much fun. Wow dies. I saw a sample of a card made with this when I was on the incentive trip in Norway. And just simply gorgeous. I can still picture it so clearly in my head what it looked like. But definitely I will be demonstrating that or sharing some ways to use that in the future. Here it says, wishing you a happy new year. Let's celebrate. It can be used for New Year. It can be used for 4th of July, right? Fireworks. It can be used for any kind of celebration, maybe a wedding, a graduation, a retirement, any time. And I've got this one covered. Congratulations on your big day. I've got anytime you've got a reason to celebrate, this is a perfect bundle for you to make a celebration card or perhaps some favors, that sort of thing. Mothers and daughters, you probably know I have 2 daughters, adult daughters, 31 and 26. Andrea and Emily are my life. They are just wonderful people, and I enjoy them as adult children just as much as I did when they were little. So it's pretty awesome. But this stamp set honors mothers and daughters. All right, here is the one, whale watching. I looked at this and I talked to my friend Tracy. We had each been through the catalog. And we were talking on the phone and I said, and what's with the whales? Why are they in this catalog? It's a cute set, but why this catalog? And she reminded me, Mary, it's not just a holiday catalog anymore. It's a mini catalog that contains holiday products. So that's one of the examples of a fabulous product, but maybe isn't for the holidays, or you don't see it for the holidays at all. But that's why I wrote that here. Not just a holiday catalog, because there was something else in here. And she said the same thing to me. Mary, it's not just a holiday catalog anymore. So remember that when you're going through this. And also just keeping that reminder in my head makes me look at all of the products differently. It makes me look at all of the holiday catalog products differently. How can I use them beyond the holiday season? Again, I want the most I can get out of my products. I invested money in these products, and I want to be able to use them multiple ways, multiple times. All right, throughout the year, this is a great set to have year-round. It covers so many wonderful occasions and holidays. A great one, if you don't have a lot of sentiments, this is a great one to get. If you are a beginner stamper and you don't have many stamp sets or sentiments, I would highly, highly suggest this one because it does cover so many different things. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Year to celebrate. I feel the same about this set as I do with the Light the Sky set. My first thought was, and this came up a while ago because my little neighbor Arlo turned 1 about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. I did not have any kid birthday cards. And I thought, And then this came out and I thought, this is the one. This is the one I need to get and make up birthday cards for children. But then again, I started thinking, it doesn't have to be just for children. It doesn't have to be just for birthdays. It can be celebrating promotions, celebrating a new grade level or some kind of achievement in school. But I plan to use it a lot. I love the samples there, so I will be casing those. Cheers to the season. And I happen to have a card right here. A few weeks ago, I hosted a team event at my house, and my upline was one of the people that attended, and she offered to do a make and take for the group. So this was the card she came up with that we all made, and it uses this stamp from the Cheers to Season. And this is just stamping it once, and the lettering there, the words are so clear, it's gorgeous. Other things here are from the embossing folder, and this are from, well, this one's from the Classic Christmas collection. The embossing folder is from the All About Autumn suite, if I remember correctly. Jenny, yes, Jenny, thank you for saying that. I do my best to help my team, whether you're a business builder, a demo, or a hobby demo. I want you all just to enjoy stamping, to get fresh ideas, learn new techniques, things like that. So Jenny was one of the people that participated in the event, and that was a lot of fun. Must have the deckled circle dies. Do any of you have the deckled rectangle dies? And are you using them lots and lots and lots like I am? If you love those, you're going to love the deckled circles just as much. The crazy thing about this is the number of dies that are in that set. And it doesn't say right here. Let me grab it. Oh, you know what? I just remembered that stamp set, or that die set isn't here. It's in Andrea's because she's doing some die cutting for me. Claire, thank you, 14. I was going to guess 16, but Claire says 14. So such a great variety of sizes. It can be used for just about anything. Definitely a must-have. Definitely a must-have. And you'll buy it once, you'll be using it for years and years. On page 64 and 65, this is what I like to call the retro spread. Remember, well, maybe you don't, depending on how old you are. I am approaching 59. I'll be 59 in December. But I remember being a child and you carried your tin or metal lunchbox to school and you had a thermos in it, and heaven forbid you drop it because the inside would be glass and it would break, so you could never use it again. But that's what this reminds me of, the thermos that came in our metal lunchboxes that we carried to elementary school. And this is so fun. Recently, my kids and I were talking about how they used to go to the roller rink when their elementary school would have events there, or people would have birthday parties. So that's kind of fun. And then it's got this cool curved punch. And then I will say the next few pages focus on all of the bundles, okay? One thing I want to point out to you, if you're not already familiar with this, is that when you see a sample in the bundle section, it is completely new and different than the samples you saw on the featured pages, or on the pages that featured that particular product. So for example, here, the Autumn Leaves bundle, gorgeous sample, isn't it? And then I can go to page 44 and notice the samples for this are completely different. Okay, so if you're looking for ideas, in fact, when I started as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator 15 years ago, the annual catalog was called an idea book. It wasn't called a catalog, it was called the idea book because of all the different samples in it. So take advantage of the samples in here, case them, Does everybody know what case means? Case and share or create and share everything. When we're putting it out there, we want you to use those ideas for inspiration. And yes, it's okay to copy them exactly. If you are copying from another demonstrator or somebody you know or see online, just be sure and give them a little shout out or credit. But anything you see in the catalogs, like look at this. When I said I might get the punch, look at how clever that is. They punched 4 pieces of cardstock to get this ombre look on that card front. I just noticed that now. Every time I look at the catalog, something stands out. So again, be sure that you look at the samples on the featured pages as well as in the bundled section back here. I did not point out the snowflake sky embossing folder, but it's pretty awesome. I made a card for something else using that, and I loved it. Gosh, I was sitting here thinking, what are my favorite ribbons? It's this and this. Well, actually, all 3 of these. Unfortunately, like I said, this copper and natural ribbon combo won't be back in until October 2nd, but I'll be getting some then. And as far as my favorite embellishments, this I've been using so much. I've already reordered. And of course, I love the adhesive back star trinkets, which will be coming back. They're sold out, but will be coming back later in September. As far as I know, it's only those 4 or 5 items that are sold out. I checked our inventory status report just before I got on. Things may have changed since then, but usually the first couple hours we see a few of those, but then we're good to go. And page 79, information about hosting. Did you know you can have not just an in-person party with me or Stampin' Up workshop or class, whatever you want to call it. Because if you're local to me, I'd love to get together with people in person, either at your house or at mine in my studio. But you can also have a virtual Stampin' Up party or a virtual private class. All you have to do is contact me and we will find a time that works best for all of us. Kathy, that is a good question. How do they sell out already if the catalog is just released? There's a couple of reasons why. Number one, predicting how much the company sells of any one product. It's just a very hard thing. And they do have people on their product sales team, I'll call them, that do work on estimating and predicting how much a product they need to buy. Now, last week or 2 weeks ago, when I was at Backstage, there was an explanation given to leaders. And I don't remember all the fiscal terms and that kind of thing. But what they were saying is, because a lot of times they've been asked, why can't you have one per demonstrator of everything? Talking about pre-orders. There are over 50,000 demonstrators worldwide. If they put 50,000 of a punch on a shelf and it's not super popular, then they are sitting on that product. And that is money that's held up in product. So it's about managing inventory levels across the board. So that is one reason. And I will say, and I'm proud to say, that Stampin' Up is a debt-free company. And part of the reason they're a debt-free company is they are fiscally responsible when it comes to monitoring and adjusting their ordering procedures so that they aren't carrying way too much inventory. The fact that there's 4 or 5 sold out, yeah, it's disappointing. But 4 or 5 compared to everything all the products here and in the annual catalog is a very, very, very small percentage. And the other thing is demonstrators may be planning events and classes, and they get on and want to purchase for those events quickly, as I did this morning, purchasing for my 60 guests attending the Creative Escape Weekend in October. It just depends. And sometimes things are much more popular than predicted. So there's a lot of reasons why that can happen, Kathy. And of course, that's not the ideal situation, but what that does tell us is those products are very popular. And the great thing about it is we already have expected dates of when they'll be available. So if something ever comes up that's not available, you can ask me or the demonstrator you order from, or if you're a demonstrator yourself, check the inventory status report and you can get an estimated date of availability. Of those 4 of 5, I think 3 of them are 2 are due next week, and I believe 1 the following week, and then 1 the week after, and then the first week of October. So that's not bad, okay? Kathy, I hope that answers your question. I'm sure other people had the same question. And trust me, demonstrators do too. There are some demonstrators that had planned to do, maybe do a class with the glow-in-the-dark paper. And now they're going to have to pivot and change, maybe postpone that particular class to a later date in their calendar and go to plan B. Okay? So I hope that answers your question. That's a basic answer in my layman's terms. Okay? All right. The last couple pages are basically about the starter kit. And Kathy, you're welcome. And what it means to be a demonstrator. You get to make more new friends. The support we get from our company, from downline, from other demonstrators. You can belong to the Demonstrator Planning Place group on Facebook for just demonstrators and get loads of ideas. So lots of support and lots of resources available to demonstrators. And again, it's a way for you to share what you love to do with others if you choose to do that. If you don't want to have classes, you don't have to. If you don't want to sell, you don't have to. If you don't want to do Facebook Lives and get on social media like I do, you don't have to. It's okay to purchase a starter kit because it's a great deal. Get $125 a product. You pay $99 plus tax, and it's a huge savings right off the bat. And then after that, you can get a discount on any of your purchases. And that is okay. Many, many, many people on my team are hobby demonstrators who've been on a long time because they're avid stampers and crafters, and they love to buy the products, so they can get them at a discount. Others have a few customers or maybe do a class a month, and that helps them maintain minimums, whether they need it or not. And then there's a few of us that are business builders. We truly do it for the extra income, okay? So in my opinion, there's 3 great reasons to join other than it just being a great deal. Number 1 is the friendships and community. I'm just overwhelmed with the people I've met through social media, through my classes and events, through Stampin' Up events. And I just have this awesome community, all of you included. And I'm so grateful for that. The other reason people join is to save money, right? We want the discount on products we're already going to buy anyways. And then thirdly, some people join because they want extra income. They want to make income. Okay? So wherever you are on the spectrum, I am happy to have you on my team. There's information about joining at stampinpeace.com. Just click the word join in the menu bar. And then if you have any further questions beyond that, you can fill out the contact form. on that site. Okay? Any more questions? Any more questions? Let me flip this for a moment. Oops, where is it? Okay, I can't find my thingy to flip this. I don't know why not. It doesn't want to go, I don't see the icon I need. Okay, that's a little crazy. I wish you could see my screen right now because there's no, there it is. Why didn't pop up right away? I don't know. But anyways, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you. I'm so happy you are here. And if you have any questions about products in the mini catalog or online exclusives or annual catalog or questions about ordering, I am always happy to help you and serve you. If you are not currently working with a demonstrator and you need a catalog, fill out the contact form at stampinpeace.com and I'm happy to mail one to you. Thank you for joining me. I love seeing so many of you. Doing the catalog walkthroughs is always a favorite of mine. And please share your ideas as well when you purchase these products and make wonderful things. And of course, don't forget to send the things that you make, right? Part of the reason we do this is for our own enjoyment, but when we send our handmade cards or give handmade gifts, we are bringing joy to other people. And everybody can use a little extra joy and happiness in their life. Have a great day. I will be, my days are off, being gone. I've been helping out at Andrea's a lot in a holiday weekend. Today's Wednesday. So tomorrow, Thursday, I have a Facebook Live at 2 p.m. Okay, 2 p.m. tomorrow, September 7th, right here on Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe. See you then.